Guys, one thing about this generation, guys, is that this generation doesn't believe in God, bro. This generation does not believe in God, bro. Like, I won't even lie to you. Like, growing up when I was a kid, when I was really, really young, because I always like to refer to everything to my own Christian journey. And, when I was young, one of my main motivations, to wanting to improve my relationship with God, improve my relationship with Jesus, was that I just didn't want to go to hell, bro. Every time I'd hear about hell, in the Bible, it would always speak about eternal suffering. It would always speak about how when you go to hell, it has no comparison to the amount of time that you're on earth. If you're on earth for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years for some, it's no comparison to eternity, the rest of your life, forever, forever yena, So for me, when I was younger, when I was a kid, it wasn't mostly about wanting Jesus and wanting to follow Jesus, it was only about, I don't want to go to hell because being in hell forever would be a pain in the bum. That was my main motivation when I was young. But the older I get, guys, obviously my relationship with Jesus improved, my understanding of life, my understanding of the world improved. And when you begin to see what's happening in the world, you begin to understand that, Jesus is more than hell. Guys, God, life, Christianity, believing in God is more than just about going to heaven and hell, because there are demons right here on earth, guys. There are demons right here on earth which are always trying to eat your life, which are always trying to clean up your life, which are always trying to do to you here on earth. And Jesus, God, is the only one who can save you. That being said, guys, these days, in this generation that we live in, people want to go to hell fast. People want to go to hell fast in this generation. Like, I won't even lie to you, the type of things that are happening in this earth now, the type of things that are happening in the world now. If you're a guy who has any form of sanity left in you, if you're a guy who has any form of good, any form of self-respect, any form of humanity left inside of you, you understand that this world that we're currently living in right now is going to hell fast. These days we've got podcasts, guys. We've got entire podcasts. We've got podcasts, TV channels, where all you're watching is people speaking about getting spat in the mouth by other men. Guys. I don't even want to continue to even speak about what else is going on the internet, what else is going on, because obviously now we've got things like, XX vids, which is so readily available. We've got, guys who doing this and girls who are being cut out, and guys, people want to go to hell fast. People want to go to hell fast in this generation, guys. Fast, guys. Fast. And they're not scared, bro. People are not scared of God anymore, bro. And it's so sad, that you'll get like I said, podcasts, TV channels, where you're hearing people openly speaking about sponyololoning, openly speaking about having sex with other people and doing certain things to other people, and wow, I want to do this, and you must do this to live. And you're just wondering to yourself, guys, do you guys understand that there's kids who are in primary school who are watching these videos? There's kids in primary school listening to podcasts and TV channels that are speaking about people getting spat in their mouth by old men and saying thank you afterwards. I want you guys to always understand that, whenever, a generation is corrupt and they promote that corruption onto a platform, onto a TV where the younger generation is going to get to eat that up, influence works in a way that those little kids, because they grew up watching you speaking about getting spat in the mouth, they're going to grow up doing far worse things because of the things that you told them you were doing in your time. So that means these podcasts, these channels, whatever it is, these thingies, XX vids that people are busy watching at night, they are going to have an influence on the generation that is coming to become even worse than the generation that's here right now. And because of that, I want you to understand that the world only becomes worse and worse and worse if the people that are speaking to our youth, the people that are speaking to our little children, are so messed up, guys. So for me, right, when you now start hearing girls go on a social media, platform, and they're speaking about being spat in the mouth and then saying thank you afterwards, for me, I just say to myself that this world is going to hell fast. What are you trying to influence the younger generation to live their lives and do whatever they want? For me personally, right, in the generation that I grew up in, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat this, I'm not even going to lie to you, and I believe in the older generation because I believe that not to just accept whatever Western culture, whatever the internet is telling you is okay to do. Don't just believe those things and think that that's okay and that should be our way of life here on our side of the world. If you think that guy spitting in your mouth and you saying thank you afterwards is a flex on social media, I want you to understand that your mind has been biased and so skewed and so broken to the point where you no longer understand even yourself. Guys, I feel like we should even have a rule where you're not allowed to be on social media or speak on social media unless your frontal lobe is developed 26 years old. Because for me, you can't tell me that this is the world that we're living in at this point. There's no way you can tell me that. I'm telling you right now that for our older generation, for the generation that grew up in my time, if you had a dad and your dad heard that you were going viral on social media because another old man spat in your mouth, your daughter's mouth, my daughter's mouth is on TV, saying, openly confessing that another man spat in her mouth. And she said thank you afterwards. I'm telling you, in my generation, after that video went viral, I would not have a surname, I would not have a home, I would not have an identity. That would be the last time you've ever heard of me. That would be the last time you guys will ever see me outside. I won't have a home, I'll become homeless. The only way that these situations are possible is because of a generation that just doesn't have leadership. A generation with no leadership, a generation with no fathers, a generation with no men. That is the only way. Because I'm telling you that a father who took years and years and years to raise a daughter, a father who paid school fees, a father who did so much for that daughter. If I see my daughter going on social media saying that she got spat in the mouth, I'm telling you I'm going to beat her. I'm telling you I'm going to beat her. I'm going to beat her. And I won't even care how old she is, guys. I won't even care how old she is because I can't tell any one of my relative friends. I can't tell my uncles. I can't tell my cousins that my daughter, guys, in my entire family, in my entire tribe, my daughter is unmarried, but she can openly go on social media and say another man spat in her mouth. Guys, this generation wants to go to hell fast, guys. No ways, guys. There's absolutely no ways. The lack of shyness, the lack of self-control, the lack of brain power, guys.